As long as he with me, that's what it's gonna be. Oh, that's your ass. For a reason, I'll be there now. I ain't just fast. Guaranteed to beat your ass. That's your ass. For a reason, I'll be there now. I ain't.
For question A, we have to calculate the simple relative price index for each trade item and infer the data value of relative price index. So in order to calculate the simple relative price index, we have to use the formula of I equals to PT over PO times 100. And we know that PT is the price for the current year, which is 2023, and PO is the price for the base year, which is 2022. For example, the fragrant rice, we have to calculate the simple relative price index for the fragrant rice. So we just have to substitute price in the year 2023 over the price in 2022 times 100, and we will get the answer 109.20. And then we have to do the same thing for wheat flour and vermicelli in order to get the simple relative price index. So after getting the relative price index, we can make inference from the data value. For fragrant rice, the price has increased by 9.2% in 2023 compared to 2022. So how do we get that 9.2%? It is by minus 109.20 minus 100, and we will get 9.20 percentage. So the simple relative price index is more than 100, which means that the price has increased. But if the price index is less than 100, then that means the price has decreased. We do the same thing for wheat flour and vermicelli in order to make the inference. So for question B, calculate the simple relative price index for 2023 for 3 items. Which item has more demand? So in order to know which item has more demand, we have to look at the simple relative price index that we have calculated in question A. So we can see that vermicelli has the highest simple relative price index, which is 123.81. which means that it has more demand. So we can make inference that based on the table, vermicelli has more demand because it has the highest price index, which is 123.81, and increased 23.81% in 2023, which is the highest compared to the other items. So for question C, calculate the simple aggregate quantity index and simple aggregate price index for the year 2023 for the 3 items using 2022 as the base year. So in order to calculate the simple aggregate quantity index and price index, we have to use the formula of summation of QT over summation of QO times 100. Summation of QT is the quantity for the current year, which is 2023, and QO is the quantity for the base year, which is 2022. In order to get the summation of QT and QO, we have to total it up in the table. List out all the prices following the year and then total it up. For example, like pregnant rice 750, wheat flour 1000, vermicelli 2300 for the year 2022, and we total it up and we get 4050. Do the same thing for the year 2023 and the price per kilogram for the year 2022 and for the year 2023. So calculate the simple aggregate quantity index. Just substitute the value that we have obtained just now in the formula, which is 4950 over 4050 times 100, and we will get the answer 120.22. We will have to do the same thing for the simple aggregate price using the formula summation of PT over summation of PO times 100, and do the same thing in the table and then substitute it into the formula, and we will get the answer 112.50. Question D, calculate the simple average price index for the year 2023 for the 3 items using 2022 as the base year. Comment on the values obtained. In order to calculate the simple average price index, we have to use the formula of I equals to summation of PT over PO times 100 over N. So what is the summation of PT over PO times 100? It is the summation of simple relative price index that we have calculated in question A. So we just total it up for the 3 items and we will get the answer 347.30. We know that N is equals to 3 because we have 3 items here. So 347.30 over 3, and we will get the answer 115.77. And then based on this value, we can make the comment, which is price in 2023 has increased 15.77% compared to 2022. How do we get the 15.77%? It's the same as the previous question that we did. By minus 115.77 minus 100, we will get 15.77%.
Question 1a. In this question, we start with a tree diagram that has 2 stages. The first level show whether the customer use cashless or not. The second level show whether they buy grocery or non-grocery item. Question B. What is the probability that a randomly selected customer make a grocery purchase? To find the total probability of grocery purchase, we add the probability of buying grocery with cashless and with cash. This means cashless and grocery is 0.80 times 0.75 equal to 0.60, while not cashless and grocery is 0.20 times 0.60 equal to 0.12. So the total probability is 0.60 plus 0.12 equal to 0.72. Question C. What is the probability that a customer use cash to purchase non-grocery item? This is one specific branch in the tree. Not cashless and non-grocery equals to 0.20 times 0.40 equal to 0.08. Question D. Given that the customer made a grocery purchase, what is the probability that they use cashless payment? This is a conditional probability equation. We use the Bayes theorem formula, so that is 0.60 over 0.72 equal to 5 over 6, or about 83.33%. Question 2. There is 150 students, where 70 students play football, 55 students play basketball, and 30 students play both football and basketball. Question A. How many students play football only? Since there is 30 students who play both sports, we subtract that from the 70 students who play football. So football only is 70 minus 30 equals to 40. Question B. How many students play basketball only? From the 55 basketball players, we subtract the 30 who also play football. So basketball only is 55 minus 30 equals to 25. Question C. How many students play either football or basketball or both? We add all students who play at least one sport. Football only 40 plus basketball only 25 plus both 30 equals to 95. Question D. How many students do not play either sport? Total student is 150, so student who play neither is 150 minus 95 equal to 55. Question E. Present the information above in the Venn diagram. In the Venn diagram, we label the circle as football and basketball. Football only is 40, basketball only is 25, and both sport is 30. So outside the circle, we write 55 to show students who don't play either sport.
Let's now move on to question 2, which involves a total of 150 students enter participation in the sport of football and basketball. And in part A, we are asked to find the probability that students play football. There are 70 students who play football out of 150. So their probability is 70 divided to 150 equal to 0.467. For part B, ask for probability that a student play only basketball. There are 30 students who fall into this category. The probability is 30 divided to 150 equal to 0.20. In part C, we are looking at students who play both sports. There are 40 students who play both football and basketball. So the probability is 40 divided to 150 equal to 0.267. For part D, ask us to find how many students play at least one sport. Using the union formula, and football with basketball equal to 70 plus 50 minus 5 minus 30 equal to 95. So the number of students who play neither sport is 150 minus 95 equal to 55. And the probability that a student play neither sport is 55 equal to 150 equal to 0.367. In part E, we observe that football and basketball are not mutually exclusive events. That means there is a possibility that a student can participate in both sport and the same time. On to question 3, with permutation and combination to essential concept in probability and statistics used to count the number of ways to arrange or select objects. For the first part, use the permutation formula as NPR equal to N divided brackets a minus r brackets, so we use NPR equal to 12 divide bracket 12 minus 5 brackets. So the answer is 95,040. For part 2 is we use the combination formula, as the formula is NCR equal to N divide to R bracket A minus R bracket. So NCR equal to 12 divide to 6 bracket 12 minus 6 brackets. So the answer is 924. For part 3, applying the formula again, comparison of two combinations. Now in part 3, we look at two more combinations. First, we calculate 12 minus 1 equal to 11, 6 minus 1 equal to 5. So we use the formula NCR. We use the information to the formula is 12 divided to 6 bracket 12 minus 6 brackets. So the answer is 924. Next we use the formula again, NCR, and the information is 11 divided to 5 bracket 11 minus 5 brackets. So the answer is 462. So for 10 cs minus 9 cs equals to 924 minus 462, and the answer is 462. Let's now move on to the final part of question 3, which continues to apply the combination formula in a more detailed scenario. Comparing to combination subtraction, we are given two values to calculate using combination. First, we calculate 12 minus 2 equal to 10, 6 minus 2 equal to 4. So we use the formula NCR again. So 12 divide to 6 bracket 12 minus 6 bracket. So the answer is 924. So next, we use the formula again NCR. So 10 divide to 4 bracket 10 minus 4 bracket. So the 100 is 210. The calculate is we subtract 10 to 6 minus 8 to 6 equal to 924 minus 218, and the answer is 714.